Alrighty then, welcome back guys to game number 4 now of TyRanT Wars number 2. Well, score currently 3-0 to the Legends. Now this is a 10 game series, it's not a best of or anything like that. But 3 games to the Legends very quickly indeed. And Jordan 23, the Viper, looking really strong together. You know, a lot of people said, oh man, Jordan, the Viper on the same team, it's going to be a roll. And so far, it's been a bit of a roll. I mean, 3-0, that's pretty impressive stuff by them. And now, of course, we're going to the 4th game, which is Continental Team Continental, with the Legends up in the north. So, at the very north of the map, in the grey, we've got Jordan 23 playing as the Mongols once again. Man, he is a top Mongol player. I mean, we saw last game just how much damage and just how well he was able to play. This game is going to be no exception, I'm sure. Jordan 23 on the Mongols, well, it's a bad omen for the other guys. Over to the right of him, in the east of the map, we've got Cab in blue, playing as the Japanese. Over to the left of the map, well, sort of northwest of the map, well, more of the north of the map, I guess. In the yellow, we've got the Viper playing as the Huns. And over to the far west of the map, in the purple here, we've got Doubt playing as the Celts. So, you might be wondering why there's no Vikings or anything here. Now, it was free pick of civilizations, but Chinese, Vikings, Mayans, and there was another civilization, I forget them, I think it was Saracens. They were all blocked out. Oh, no, it's Persians, sorry. They were all blocked out, so they weren't allowed to choose the Vikings and those civs. So, none of those civilizations there, which is nice. We get to see Celts for a change, which is lovely. And yeah, down to the south of the map, in the, well, southwest of the map, we've got Slam in green playing as the Huns. Very south of the map, in the teal, we've got Riot playing as the Saracens. Over to his right, in the orange, we've got Bajofro playing as the Japanese. And last but not least, on the far east of the map, in the red, we've got Fire playing as the Mongols. So that's the teams. The map Continental, well, Team Continental, pretty interesting map actually. It's a good hybrid of land and water. You do have a little bit of gold to start with, just 3 piles, and you're kind of forced into the center fairly quickly, I feel. You know, taking the gold is all well and good just outside of your TC, but it's not a lot there. There's only three piles, which is not a great deal. And the center of the map is where all of the gold and the big piles of stone are as well as quite a bit of wood, and that's really important. Of course, wood later on in the game is going to be massively important, because if the game goes on for long enough, you can run out of wood, and securing the wood in the middle will be a very important thing to do. So, interesting map, and of course we have got shallows here as well, between the players and onto the center land. So, each player has a shallow that connects them to the center, at least one, and the flanks have a shallow that connects them, well, the right hand flank has a shallow that connects them to their enemy, and the left flank does not, because they're further apart. But we could see some pretty quick aggression on the water here between these guys. Of course, taking the water is going to be important, as there's plenty of fish in the water here, and you can see the fish is pretty evenly spread out. I think this is probably one of the maps that the Prophet did to make it into the team version. But you can tell that it's kind of been doctored a little bit, because the fish are all spread out very evenly, so it makes it a little bit more fair. So a lot of fishing to be had, and definitely the pocket players should definitely be adding docks into the back here to take the fish, that is for sure. They really should be aiming to do that, and you can see that they're all pretty much doing that already as well. The flank players, of course, are going to be making docks there as well, but it's not always necessary for them to go out full on the water. But having water control, as I say, going to be really important to some degree anyway, because you will be able to block these shallows that join you to the mainland. So, you know, being able to block that, really good. It's a very effective way of preventing villagers getting across there, and it's a great way of preventing people from building their TCs in the center. So I imagine we will see fast castles from both pocket players, and that's pretty expected in most games, but definitely going to probably see that, well, we're definitely going to see that in this game, because, I mean, there's no real reason for the pocket players to get super aggressive very early on, because they will be much more effective in the castle age, both on the water and at securing the centre with town centres and such. So we'll keep a close eye on that, and for now I think what I'll do is I will speed things up slightly through the Dark Age here. I'll put it up to 60% speed, well 60 speed rather than 50. I learned the other day that when you're speccing games you can actually press shift and increase the speed of them a little bit instead of increasing it by 25 each time, so that's really good. We can play the game back at exactly the right speed that we want, which is fantastic. So, flank players here already going up to the feudal age. Cab then, already up, expected. Fire is probably not too far behind him. In fact, he's ahead of him. Slam and Doubt. Well, Slam's up to feudal. Doubt, of course, going to be up to... Whoa, what? What? Doubt, what have you been doing? Doubt's not up to feudal yet. Okay, weird. Doubt's walled himself in, and he's not gone up to feudal yet, which is really weird. He's really quite slow to do so. Fairly slow to get that second boar in, and he's taking a lot of villagers onto to wood here. It seems to me like he's adding in quite a few fishing ships, which could be a very big risk, considering that Slam is now adding in that second dock. He's going to be feudal in just a minute's time, and Doubt needs to protect the flank here. He's just clicked up, and that is considerably slow compared to the other guys in this game. We've got Fire up very quickly compared to the rest. He is the Mongols, so it's expected. Slam just behind him, and Doubt is like, shit, I was slow to feudal. Yeah, Doubt, come on, man. What do you expect? It's very much a water map, and he is very slow to go feudal in comparison to Slam here. So Slam's going to have a huge advantage, and I bet they're wishing they could build a water wall right here now to protect these fishing ships back here. That would be so important for them. So on the water here, we're going to have a little bit of a scuffle between Fire and Cab. Fire going to have the advantage though, because he's already up to the feudal age a little bit. He's up a little bit faster than Cab was. Going to be taking down those fishing ships very quickly with those galleys. Adding in that third dock very quickly as well. And although Cab has the third dock out already, he was slow to get the first two galleys out. And well, Fire so far not managing to take a fishing ship. Thankfully, of course, the Japanese with that 4+2 ship armor and the 120 HP, which is double that of a standard ship. So Japanese a little bit hardier on the water, and it buys them a little bit more time if they do a slower feudal time. But regardless of that, Fire getting a big advantage already with the sheer amount of numbers he has, and even using his repairer here, this villager, to repair his ship, which is just always a good thing to do if you can. So we might see Cab going for a desperate dash here to go for the fishing ships. We may see that happen depending on how this goes. But on the left side, this is so bad for Doubt. I mean, Doubt is playing as the Celts, so he's got no bonus really here on the fishing ships, not like the Japanese. But he does have faster wood gathering, so, you know, he should be able to do water pretty well. The problem is, Slam was so much faster. And Slam is going to have an advantage in a lot of respects here. He's going to take a few fishing ships down. He's already taken one or two. And he's going to keep reinforcing this with his 3 docks. So, looking pretty good for him. And Doubt at the moment, he's on the 4 docks, so he might be able to push it back if he can just get the numbers out. But it's going to be really important for him to get those numbers quickly and protect those fishing ships at all costs. That is really important. On the right side, Fire looking very comfortable, I've got to say. Losing a couple of fishing ships though. He's not actually managed to move them to safety, which is rather confusing. But he's also put up a watchtower on the front, forcing Cab away from this wood here, forcing him to build a new lumber camp, which is definitely expensive and something that you don't want to be doing when you're galley rushing. Cab then completely overwhelmed here on this right hand side. He's got no fishing ships left at all. Well, he's got 2, 3 even. They're back here, but they're not actually fishing, and they won't be able to at this rate. Fire going to chase him down, and Fire's just got a lot more galleys on the water, so he's looking really good indeed. Doubt able to just about defend here. He's got a little bit of help from Viper. I think Viper's going to be up to Castle now. Jordan 23 up to Castle, Viper up to Castle, and Riot up to Castle as well, but no Badgerfro up to Castle yet, which is a little bit confusing. I wonder why. Why is he not Castle? I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Seems like he's doing a little bit more of a fish boom, which could be slowing him down somewhat. But either way, guys in the north looking okay for now. The problem is Fire could really, really help his team out here by coming into the back and taking down some galleys, taking down some fishing ships as well. So Jordan's the first to castle now, Viper just behind him, and these guys going to be going for the war galley upgrade pretty quickly, but we also got to keep an eye out on the middle of the map and see if they do go for town centres on the centre quickly as well. I think on the right side, Fire's definitely going to be keeping Jordan busy. He could go suicide for the fishing ships here. He's going to do it. He's going to go for it because he knows that Jordan's going to have war galley any second. In fact, there it is. And of course, Fire wants to take those ships out as best he can. They're really weak, but he might get a couple more. There's one. And okay, he's going to go back here, make Jordan chase him, and that is huge. So Badgerfro now coming in here. Cab's managed to rebuild quite a few fishing ships actually, not fishing ships, galleys even. He's got a good number, in fact, and Fire's not got a lot of galleys left. He's actually slowed down galley production here, or either that or sent them away. He sent them over here. Right up to the centre of the map to try and prevent anything from going across. But even so, Cab's managed to get back onto the water, and, well, Badgerfro's got to be a little bit careful. He doesn't have a lot of galleys, and there's a lot of fishing ships back here. So, be careful, Badgerfro, be careful. Fire seems to be very intent on sending his galleys the other way, though, and harassing the economies and preventing them from taking the centre island. Seems like the Warlord's strategy here is to take the centre very quickly, and they're doing that quite well at the moment with Riot building the first TC in the centre here. We may see Badgerfro do the same fairly soon, and Slam, once he gets to Castle, may do that as well. Problem is, Slam's 2v1 on the left side, Viper's got war galleys out, and Slam's microing his ass off, frankly, to try and fight this, but it's going to be difficult for him, and we're not seeing any military on the water from Riot at all. It really does look, to me at the moment, like Cab's team, the Legends, definitely going to be taking water control at this rate, which is fantastic for them, really. They got to push it. They got to take that advantage, and they've got to push it. At the moment, this is a pain. Obviously, Cab getting back here with these galleys, looking for a suicide run to kill these fishing ships, but Badgerfro got the Castle Age upgrade just in time, and Cab will lose these galleys in time as well. And if Badgerfro can reinforce this left side now as well, that's going to be fantastic. Slam cannot go 2v1 on his own for the entire game, so you've got to bear that one in mind. But this seems really really interesting actually, because Riot taking control here. He's starting to make quite a few knights. He's not got any upgrades on them, but he is starting to take control of this centre area. And we've got Fire here protecting the water, whilst Badgerfro effectively walls the Viper in. So they're really going to try and hold this centre area as best they can, I feel. And that could really work out very well for them if they manage to lock it down and keep a military presence here. The problem with doing this, of course, is that they're not going to be building so much economy if they're building a lot of military and a lot of walls, which means that the Viper and Jordan could get to the Imperial Age in a really good time, and they could end up busting out very quickly from their base and just overwhelming them. As well as that, for now they've got water as well, which is looking very good. Slam having to retreat, Badgerfro trying to help out a little bit on this left-hand side, but they're definitely lacking the numbers there. This could be a huge problem, because if you do lose the water, this here, for instance, will be horrible for Slam. Could lose a lot of villagers on the wood. And here, another prime example, we've got a galley from the Viper being able to pick off villagers as they try and get onto the centre of the island. So having water can be really important, but at the same time, you know, it might very well be the case that the Warlords here may even give up water over the favour of having the centre island. We've got Slam building a TC out here very quickly. We've even got Riot building his 3rd or 4th TC out here. He's got up to like 5 TCs already, and they're just going to keep building up there, it seems. We've got Bajofro, 3 TCs back at home, nothing in the centre yet. But, you know, with this wall here, walling the enemies in, it could work out pretty well for them if they keep it up. Oh man, I didn't even see this on this side. Cab's being raided by knights as well, and that was fantastic because Fire did the tower here, allowing them to get right into Cab's base. Poor old Cab, having to defend from these knights now in the feudal age, no less. Going to be very difficult for him to do that, and well, Jordan's trying to help him out, sending some camels his way. But yeah, Cab's not in a great position now with those knights hammering away at those palisades, trying to get in and kill those villagers as quickly as he can. Viper got a good water control over this side, taking control pretty well, I feel. I think their entire team is taking good control of the water, but it's kind of a little bit late to stop the Warlords getting the centre area now. We can see Riot and Teal, he's got a good amount of coverage of the centre already. Not to mention the fact that Fire's building a TC out here, the fact that we've got Slam out here as well. In fact, Riot is actually adding in a monastery and a siege workshop, so is he going Imperial? Well, he may be in just a minute's time. He is. He's going to be Imperial very, very fast. Saracen's Imperial time is huge. Oh, look at this. Slam back here as well. Starting to take down the fishing ships of the Viper. Excellent play by him. I've got no idea how he did that, but he got in there. Meanwhile, we've got Doubt back here, starting to take down some eco of Slam if he can. But this is huge. Slam getting back here was seemingly out of nowhere and managing to take out some fishing ships from their team, which is awesome. Meanwhile, we've got Fire and Bad Jofra on the water here. Bad Jofra at the moment, MVP of the game, just trying to pressure Cab, and I think they see Cab as perhaps an easier target at the moment. But Cab is definitely exposed at the moment, and it is not looking good for him. But I'm concerned, because Riot is up to the Imperial Age, and, well, as is the Viper, but Riot already has control of the centre here. You know, Riot already has that. He's the Saracens, Viper is the Huns, and if the Saracens start pumping out those Mamelukes, it seems like that is what he's intending to do. And the Hun player here goes for, well, I don't know what he's going for. Viper's putting up a second barracks, but if he goes for Paladins, then of course the Saracens going to be in an advantageous position there, and the Saracens are just a fantastic civilization in the late game, one of the strongest in my opinion. Late game civs. They have the Siege Onagers, so get on the Siege Onager hype. And just with the Mamelukes there, just so powerful. They are really, really good. Oh, this is not good. Jordan 23 could end up losing this castle here to the villagers, to the monk even. That's horrible stuff for him. Jordan's going to try and finish that castle up, but I don't think it's going to happen. Left side. We've got Bad Jofra walling Doubt in. Doubt wants to send his villagers across, but there's a castle from Slam, so no, he's stuck. And Warlords look like they're in a fantastic position here. They don't have the best water control. We have got, of course, the Legends here with better water control, but they've got the centre, and it's kind of locked down. Cab can't get over there. The Viper can't get over there because of these walls. And Fire now coming in as well, and seemingly taking the water pretty quickly also. Viper's starting to go Halbs, and I don't know why he's going Halbs in this position. Halbs are going to die very quickly to the Mamelukes from Riot, and I think Riot here is in the prime location now, the prime position to solidify their lead in this game. They're really going to be able to take over the centre very well, and Riot's economy is just nuts. It's huge. They're saying that Doubt's at the back here with these galleys. Could be a nuisance for sure. Could do some damage from water. But other than that, I don't know if they're going to be able to do a whole lot of damage, to be honest. Jordan now up to the Imperial Age as well. Let's just check who we've got here. Jordan up to the Imperial Age. Bad Jofra nearly Imperial. Viper's Imperial. Slam is nearly Imperial as well, and of course Riot is also Imperial. seems like Warlords are in a good position. It does seem that way. Oh, we got a sneaky demo from Bad Joker here. Barbecue Titan would be happy with that. In comes the demolition ship. Is it going to do anything? No! What a letdown. I wish demolition ships were a little stronger. That'd be cool. But I don't think the water threat from the Legends is that much. I don't think it's that much at all. I think the Legends are really just concerned with getting onto the land as best they can here. We've got some cat rams from the Viper here, trying to get down this gate. But, well, Riot's got the Mamelukes. And you just cannot underestimate the strength of the Mamelukes. They are fantastic. They're a fantastic unit. So, Slam's up to the Imperial Age. Slam is, of course, going to be going for Cavalier any second now. There it is. And he's going to be pumping out those paladins eventually, but this is a lot of halbs in from Viper here, and interestingly enough, it makes sense now. I was wondering why they were making trash, and of course it's because they have no gold. They didn't start with much gold, and these guys have the gold in the center, which is huge because trash just does not beat anything else. Trash just does not win against gold units in most situations. At the moment, they're doing a decent job though, getting in with the Hussars there. Mongol's Hussars are really strong, of course. Viper with the Halbs here, and the support of the Cap Ram, able to actually take down that castle, which is pretty impressive. And quite a fast push there from the Legends in the north. They really did bust out very quickly. But we've got Cavalier out for Slam very soon. It will be upgraded to Paladin very soon. Remember that these guys have the gold control. They've got quite a few castles up. They just cannot afford to lose the castles. Riot's gone up to Elite Mameluke now. But he's got to be careful of getting swarmed by these Halbs. He doesn't have a whole lot of Mamelukes. If he does actually lose these castles, he won't be making many more Mamelukes either. They're the kind of thing that, you know, they're so powerful when they're massed, but until you mass them up, they're extremely time-consuming and expensive to make. So this is a fantastic push from the Legends in the north here. The castle's coming up from Jordan 23 very quickly, and they're taking that stone as fast as they can. They're going to push out, try and take the gold where they can as well here. And in fact, they could take this gold on the right pretty comfortably now as this castle from Riot falls. And just a fantastic push from Jordan and the Viper. They play so well together. Problem is, once again, Cab's on the down, and well, Fire taking down that TC from the water there. Cab is unable to do a whole lot. Doubt, well, he's walled out again. He can't get onto the mainland, and he's out of gold as well. So I mean, Doubt's gonna have to get into there and start spamming some trash into there eventually as well. And now, oh, Bad Geofro going for the Samurai. That's it. Very short work from Viper. And I think that's, wow, GG already from the Legends there. That was a pretty fast game, actually. And I think the Warlords played that with some seriously good planning, really. The fact that they walled them in, the fact that they took the center so quickly and they castled it up, they took the gold, and of course you underestimate how fast that gold, or you underestimate how long that gold will last you. Those 3 little gold piles were used up so quickly, and of course from there they weren't able to hold the water. You know, the Legends had a good control on the water until they ran out of gold and Bad Jofro started making galleons and Fire overwhelmed them with war galleys. And spamming trash into the center like this, it was all well and good at first, but then those Samurais came out, then the Mangadai come out, and then you start getting Elite Mamelukes pumping in, and you can't hold off with trash alone in that situation. So I think good time to call GG there. Pretty fast game actually, and the Warlords are going to put their first point on the board, so well done to them, making it 3-1 now.